Okay. The pals are back with the second installment. We've never said that. Second installment of the Mother's Day special.
Big episode. It's one of our, currently still one of our biggest episodes we've done before the YouTube days.
Yeah.
Actually, it's literally one of our biggest prior to YouTube.
Gangster.
The Everybody loves the moms, yeah.
The OGs. Before we get into that, I'm George Boutsalis.
And I'm Ricky Liordi, and this is the Pals Podcast. If you are a returning listener, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you and your support. If you are new to the podcast, because maybe you're a fan of Anastasia and Elaine, which everybody is, we thank you. Please remember to subscribe. It would mean the world to us.
Yeah, please do that. It takes 1 second. Click the button. We're not going to give too much context. This is a Mother's Day special. We talked to our moms. If you listen to the last one, much of the same. Maybe less loud laughing, I think. We're probably a little more coherent on this one.
Yeah, more serious talks.
Yeah. It was honestly a lot of fun, as always. Always a pleasure. Yeah, if you haven't heard the first one, maybe go listen to that one first too. Give it a listen. Get some context for this one. But you can also listen to this by itself. They're both good. Go listen.
And happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there. And Georgie, what do we say?
We want to give a shout out to a new sponsor and supporter of the Pals Podcast. Just a terrific company. My pal, what do you got in your hand over there? Damn, that sounds nice. We put a few of these back yesterday, I think.
Oh yeah, we were crushing a couple of them. We'd like to give a shout out, and this is one of our new presenting sponsors, Kingsville Brewery. We've been drinking the Light A Lager, and it's refreshing, light, premium, and it's a perfect drink to have with your pals on the cottage, in the studio, wherever you are. It's all natural, clean ingredients, award-winning Canadian beer. They're available at your local LCBO, beer stores, grocery stores, and some of the best beer we've had. And big shout out to them because they even gave us this nice red fridge you'll see in our studio on YouTube. So check them out at www.kingsvillebrewery.com or on socials at Kingsville Brewery.
Yeah, love it. That fridge is fantastic. Kingsville, thank you so much, guys. It makes it very easy for me to grab a nice, refreshing Kingsville Canadian beer, literally right next to the couch. So appreciate that. And guys, as someone who's not the biggest beer drinker, I can tell you that these are honestly, the beer's incredible. We love partnering with people who we believe in their brand, believe in their product, and I can tell you Kingsville makes a quality beer. I really enjoy it. Like I said, I had a few of them yesterday for St. Patty's. So thanks, Kingsville. We appreciate the partnership. And yeah, guys, go check them out at LCBO and pick up a pack today.
And yeah, only 130 calories per pint.
Poof, you know, I could afford to lay off the calories too. So thanks again, Kingsville. Appreciate that. Guys, I want to give another shout out to our baby, our project, our new platform, Cast. For those who are not aware, Cast is a new social media platform, and it's the first social voting platform of its kind. We are on a mission to remove the friction to participate in online conversations, and what that means is we want to create a place for people to be honest, authentic, curious, genuine, and just be themselves online. We want to remove that fear of judgment and reprisal, and create a curious community of people that can ask questions, give answers, have healthy discourse, and all of the important things in life that help stimulate conversation and communication. So right now we are in open beta. It's a super exciting time. We just launched the website, so you can now download it from our website, from our social channels, wherever you need to get it. You can go to joincast.co or joincast.co on any social media platform and download the app today. We're live on Android now and on iOS. And hopefully soon our full web platform will be up. But yeah, get to our website, www.joincast.co, to download today. We love you all. Thank you for the support so far.
And one last sponsor, last but not least, our good friends over at RFP Design. If you haven't been watching on YouTube, we actually have a brand new, sleek, sexy looking new couch in the studio. It's become a staple of our studio now, and it's gorgeous. And it's from our good friends over at RFP Design. Reliable, innovative, skilled. This is your custom furniture experience transformed. They turn visions into requests into reality. We've known Andrew Moretti and his team for many years now. We finally got a chance to work with them, and the whole process was seamless. From designing the couch to picking the fabric to the delivery and installation, everything, it was just super easy and convenient. They made our job honestly super easy. So if you're looking for any new furniture or looking for any custom projects, reach out to them at www.rfpdesign.com and let them know that the pal sent you. You won't get a discount, but just let them know we sent you anyways, just for fun.
Hey, throw him a discount, Andrew.
There we
Come
go.
on.
For the pals. But Georgie,
LFG, baby.
let's go.
And I said, are you kidding? But then a friend of his sent him a video of the guys back home in Greece and they're karaokeing. And Chris is like, And
There
Georgia
we
goes,
go.
do you
stick
know
a
what?
Greek song
When
on the
he's
front
open,
screen.
we're gonna have a karaoke in my
Do you
house.
remember in Japan, my dad singing
Oh,
Frank Sinatra?
I would never.
And
Oh
he
my
was
God.
just talking.
Oh, we all
yeah, yeah, we're
We all
on.
already-
We're on.
I know.
That was so funny.
We were dying. That was fun. That was
Well,
fun.
because he doesn't sing, he just read the words.
read the words off the screen. That's lip syncing.
I gotta post this boomerang because I know you girls are gonna love it.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Rick's firing up. You know we're live.
Yeah, yeah.
We're good.
Oh, we
We're
are
ready to
good?
go.
Okay, here we go.
Wow, this is Rick's
The
thing.
lovely ladies of our lives. Did you guys know you're still in the top 10
Wow.
of total episodes? I think.
So we're gonna move ahead now. It's
Let's
like
try.
a Peloton ride. We need to move ahead.
Let's
Shout
go.
out to Peloton Mike.
Shout out to Peloton. Do you know what? True story. So if you guys get a call from Cody of Peloton, my fellows know who he is. I messaged him
And what
because
happened?
the other day he watched the drag race and was like, "Who's gonna win tonight?" You know, like I don't know, Rose or whatever. I mean, you should cast.
And he didn't respond.
No,
did
he didn't.
Damn.
Hey, but we appreciate you reaching out.
But
to
you
him.
know what? You never know. One day he may,
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
That's it.
You
You gotta
never
get
know.
him on.
Yeah. I messaged Bublé too.
Michael Bublé?
Yeah. Do you know any other Bublé?
Or is
I
that
don't know.
bubbly?
I was like, that's so random.
Well,
man.
we had the
Michael
bubbly
Bublé?
water there, so I figured
here.
out.
Yeah, they might sponsor us. You never know.
Speaking of, they're not, but hey, Bublé. Is it bubbly or Bublé?
Bubbly.
No, that's bubbly.
That's bubbly.
Those
He's
commercials are good.
Bublé.
Hey,
Yeah.
Bubbly, hit us up. We need
Yeah, you never
Those
know.
bucks.
Some sponsorship.
soda
Hey,
water.
if you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Hey, that's
Exactly.
A good point. Rick taught me that one.
Yeah. I think that's a big part of life. You know, just shoot your shot. What's the worst that happens?
They say no.
They don't
no.
respond.
Or
They don't respond. That's literally the worst. thing.
Well, so
They
they respond. You're like, hey,
into
Michael
that
Bublé
talk
said
of
no to
not
me. That's
responding.
sick.
Do you remember last year? I think no, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago for your birthday. He got somebody, a boxer, to send you a message.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cameo.
Tito Ortiz.
Tito
Yes.
Ortiz.
So then
know where
I
that is.
decide for Ricky's birthday, I want to send The Rock to send him a message. I think I messaged him 10 times on Instagram. Never answered me.
Well,
Then Ricky
The
told
Rock's
me.
in our black
Well,
books
hold
now.
on.
So now I don't like The
Unfollow.
Rock anymore. I'm not a friend
Unfollow.
anymore.
okay, wait, I have a couple things to add to that. So first, he used Cameo. He didn't message the guy.
No, I
paid for it.
messaged him
So yeah, so
personally.
there's an app.
I know,
Okay.
I use it. Yeah.
But also The Rock has 200 million followers.
Yeah, that's what Ricky told me. That's
Yeah.
why he's not gonna message me. But like, I don't know.
Well,
You never know.
mind.
Hey, if you
Hey,
don't ask,
hey,
the answer
one
is-
day-
she wronged her son. She wronged Ricky, my son. I don't like The Rock. I love
I
that.
don't like him anymore. But true story. Remember, like one day, I don't know, you made a comment on Instagram for the guy. He's an actor.
Gary Busey.
Yeah, he answered
Weird
him.
guy. He
I
responded.
tweeted at him.
That was in university.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
tweeted at
Wait.
Gary Busey,
Okay, go ahead.
And he answered.
and he responded.
So I
Wasn't
never-
it
Called
like-
me.
Wasn't it fake though? Then we determined it might have been a prank call.
We don't know because it was like it said the real Gary. Like the guy called me and it sounded like him, but we're like, okay, my number was like openly available back then because I was a promoter. But it was like I tweeted at him, and then he called me. It's like, why would some random dude do this? But I don't know.
But
still don't know.
I don't
Gary
remember that
Busey.
because we were like, I think we were leaving up on Carling or we talking. It was I don't know why. but I
No, it
remember
was in
up on
the
Carling.
summertime, I think.
But I remember. Oh yeah.
Maybe it was just up and coming when I told the story.
But yeah, because I remember like Moretti laughing at you, being like, "Hey, Gary Busey called me," haha. And I was like, there was some kind of underlying joke, but I don't think it was clear if it was real or not. But it felt like somebody was pranking you.
Maybe, who knows? Do you know on a
Yeah.
prank that someone got us once, and Kirk in London, Moretti took this one so personally. So we were promoting an event. I can't remember what event it was. And someone prank called Moretti pretending to be like a real person. And this real person had like a fake Facebook account. Like this was a real fake person.
This.
I can't remember the dude's name, but I still get his birthday notifications on my Facebook. And once a year I think about him. And it was,
Fake guy?
yeah, it's a fake guy.
Do you wish
And
him
this guy-
do you wish him happy birthday?
No, never. I just always think I text him already. Usually, I'm like, hey, it's whatever guy's birthday today. Everybody's like, oh, fucking. I already got so mad. But long story short, the guy called whoever's made the count. I think it was like Kirk or Filsky or someone. They called Moretti and they were like, yeah, we need 30 tickets for this event. And Moretti, like me and Moretti had a bet who was going to sell more tickets or something. He's like, oh, I got like 30 tickets. Blah, blah. I'm like, oh shit, fuck, that's sick, man. We're making money. And then the guy was like, yeah, I need a table too. I need like Ace of Spades. And Murray's like, no, nobody buys Ace of Spades in London. Wait, what's going on here? 30 tickets, a booth, and Ace of Spades, or something's up. So long story short, it turned out to be a fake. But yeah, Murray gets pissed off about that. So could be connected to that. He's like, yeah,
Maybe.
for sure. Gary Buser called you.
Yeah, those guys are
Yeah,
pranks. So
somebody-
shout out to those guys in London.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk and Phil. They actually both messaged me recently just saying, hey, Kirk messaged me like gave us a shout out for something for like Cast the podcast. Anyway, shout out to you guys.
Philski does it all the time.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy. I was going to ask something and I forget now. So anyways, let's move on.
Anyways.
I actually had something important. You were telling a story and I was going to ask them and I was going to ask them a question about it. And now I forget.
Anyways,
Maybe it'll come to you.
It's all right.
Let's keep going. We've got lots of time.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since we've all been together.
Officially?
Yeah. Well, no, last time was like our cast launch.
Yeah, the
So,
family.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that was still a month and a half ago now. That was
No, that was almost 2 months ago. wasn't
early
it?
March.
Early March.
March
Early
3rd or
March.
5th or something.
Yeah,
first week
before
of
we went
March,
back
yeah.
into deep.
Before we went
Lockdown
back into
again.
like the severe lockdown.
Yeah, that's how long ago.
Well,
And there was
got my
Greek Easter
vaccine.
recently.
Yeah, happy
yeah,
Easter.
Sunday.
Christos Anastos.
No, I can't
Christos
say that.
Anesti.
Oh, Christos Anastos.
Christ is risen.
That's it.
He's
I was
truly
close. I was close.
Yeah, close.
So no
Christos.
goat?
Lamb.
No lamb?
Actually, yes, we did, but we didn't do the full lamb. We didn't do like the whole big lamb on the spit. We did it. It's called kodosuvli, and it means like the shorter rotisserie. So the butcher that we had.
Godot.
I know. I thought it was.
I was just
kota.
koto.
Koto meaning chicken. I always said
I just
this.
learned something new. I always said this
know,
word.
I thought it was
'Cause I
chicken.
literally said this to Becca yesterday. I was like, yeah, it's koto. It means chicken on a spit, but it doesn't make sense.
I
So
had the
okay,
same
sorry.
feeling. I had the same idea. I thought now I get
The
it.
word koto is kota in Greek. Kota means chicken.
chicken.
So you call this dish, it's lamb on a spit, but I always thought it was kotosuvli, which means chicken
Rotisserie,
spit, chicken
yeah.
rotisserie.
But
Turns
it
out it means
means-
godog. If you had an
means-
N before the T, it means short.
Short. It's like short rotisserie.
So it's short rotisserie, not
So
chicken
we got
rotisserie.
the lamb cut into
Sketsa.
small portions, and Chris skewered it and put it on the rotisserie, and it cooked on the rotisserie. It's actually
It's amazing.
amazing. I said, I'm not doing lamb in the oven again. We're just going to do it this way. It was actually really
So
good.
good.
It was tasty.
Yeah,
Lamb
let's go
is
home
so
later.
good.
Hey, we're
And I
going to
feel
have
like
a lamb on the spit before the end of the year, man. This COVID, once everything's open.
Well, I was
Yeah.
telling Ricky, you know, like every year I have my Christmas party.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to make a party like Christmas in July. I think it's happening.
Come on.
Christmas in
July.
June.
You need a
6
DJ?
months.
I bought DJ equipment this year for it.
I know.
Outside?
No, B?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be dressed as
Okay,
like Santa,
when
like a
is,
tank top.
July 25th. July 25th.
When is July 25th?
What date is that?
The day after the 24th. I don't know.
I'll check right now.
Or we can do, June
Why, what is
25th,
July
which is 6
25th?
months before.
No, June is still too. We're not gonna be able to have.
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot of
we won't be.
people.
July 25th is
know.
a Wednesday. July 25th is a Sunday.
So we do 24th, Christmas
That's
Eve.
Christmas Eve.
And then
Eve,
party,
yeah.
and then at midnight we do fireworks or something.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve in the
Because-
summer in
Sign
July.
me up. That'd be
Okay.
sick.
There we go.
At the
For
Liberty
all
House.
those listeners,
Are you opening it up to all our listeners?
no, it's gonna be a
This is a
special
slippery-
invitation. Who
slippery
messaged
slope,
me
Ma.
first?
Oh, we might.
DM a link
Hey,
for
what's the guest
invites.
list at? How many people we allowed?
Well, it depends.
What's the budget? What kind of budget are we working with here?
Doug there and
Call Dougie and see
yeah, we'll
by
call
then.
Doug and see if we can do something about it.
Okay.
I have some connections.
Oh, you do?
No,
Really?
actually, the 25th is when your dad gets the second vaccine. I remember that's right, the end of July.
I don't even have a
Mine's
date.
August 25th, I think. My second.
Mine is like July 30th, and then I said to him, we wait 2 days and we see what the quarantine travel restrictions are. Then we book all our trips.
Yeah.
Well, you see, today I heard that like some countries gonna ask for restrict for the passport.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Vaccine, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If you think about it, we went to Africa and we had to get vaccines, certain vaccines for what? Kenya?
Yeah, you get
Kenya, and that we had to get
this is-
vaccines on top of what we already had.
This
But
is
I
what
don't
makes
know
no
why
sense.
everybody's so pissed because if you go to a lot of Asia countries
Yeah, I
or
know.
whatever, you all need
if you
some
really
kind of a
if you really
vaccine.
think about this, and people, I'm not gonna go on a tirade today.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
know.
stay calm. But you know, to your point, like what you're saying, when I did my trip around the world, I had to get like 9 vaccines.
Yeah.
I get like the best. I got the rabies one. That hurt the
Typhoid.
most. I didn't even know I got it. Well, I know why I got it, but. Anyways, you get typhoid, you get yellow fever, dengue fever, malaria pills, like all this stuff. I had to get like altitude pills for like Kilimanjaro. I still have the book. When I travel, I take it with me just to have in case I get in a medical emergency.
Yeah.
So like, Didn't you probably do it for Southeast Asia?
So I did a bunch, but did you do the malaria ones?
Pills, not shot,
Yeah,
right?
So yeah,
But
they
they're
told me to
heavy duty.
take them, and I'm like, there's like side effects is like,
you
you can go to the bathroom, you can poo a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, I already poo a lot. I can't afford to poo anymore. Not on vacation in a third world country. I don't use porta potties. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, you could get sick. I was like, what are the chances I get like deathly sick? He's like, oh, it's like a 1% chance. It's like,
Well, no, it's maybe a little bit higher.
maybe like 5% chance.
Yeah.
I'm like, take the pills. What are the odds I go to the bathroom? He's like 20%. I'm like, all right,
I'll roll the
5%
dice.
chance I'm dead, man. Fuck it.
It's a
I'm
numbers
not going.
game.
I'm not going to the bathroom any more than I already go. Absolutely not.
But
For
that's
any
what's so
women listening, I don't go to the bathroom that much. I lied.
Rick poos like 6 times a day.
Naked
Anyways,
every time.
fun fact. If you heard that fact, leave us a comment and we'll give you something.
Okay, so
know
into
why.
the bathroom subject.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna.
So
Okay, go. Let's do
on
that. Yeah.
cast, I'm pretty sure it was Brit that said, okay, women, when you guys go to the bathroom, do you put a lot of paper towel? Do you squat? Now, I just went to the bathroom, put all my paper. When I went to sit, what happened? Paper fall. So I had to squat.
Oh man.
Where's the chance? Like I
Hey,
spent all my time.
You guys, speaking of like doing all that squatting and stuff, if we're on the bathroom topic, like Southeast Asia and like India and stuff like that, like you guys, we met in. Oh boy.
Oh, George. Rookie mistake. Rookie
Sorry.
mistake.
What was I saying? Oh, squatting, washrooms.
In India.
In India, it's basically like if you go in the train. So I took the train. It's basically a hole. So in the train, it's like a moving train. There's just like a hole in the ground, and you stand, and you just like everything flies out.
Ew.
Oh,
Yeah, like that was in India. So you go like if you gotta like drop a deuce, it's just gonna go onto the
Oh my
tracks.
God, that's
But you know what I
nasty.
didn't understand? It's like, okay, but like, what if you're wearing pants? You like squat, lean backwards a little bit. Like,
It moves to that thing, but anyways, even like Southeast
yeah.
Asia, in like some like restaurants.
Oh
and, like,
my God.
sketchy areas. It's just a hole in the floor.
even
You
in like
remember
nicer
those
places, it's still
bathrooms?
like that too.
Yeah.
Oh no, they got the bum guns.
Yeah. Oh, those are gross. Like,
So it's basically like a handheld bidet.
but like you don't know what people do with it. So like it's like a hose in
No,
a toilet.
thank
So it's not. There's a little bit of toilet paper, but there's like a spray, like a hose, like a garden hose.
wow, it's better than a hole in the floor.
No,
No,
but use that
it's to
use that
clean
like
yourself.
post bathroom.
Wash
Clean
yourself.
your.
That's good. I don't see nothing wrong.
What
with
if somebody puts it like too close? And it's
Yeah.
like you gotta touch it.
Oh gosh. Oh, can we change?
Who's
the
gonna
subject?
put it too, who's gonna put it too close? You
I
are
don't know.
holding.
It's a weird.
No, nah, but the person who used the bathroom before you.
Okay. We all have sanitizer now.
Yeah, that's the positive of COVID. Everyone is taking their personal hygiene a lot more seriously.
Yes, everything's
yeah.
a lot more cleaner, but maybe too clean. No.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
okay
my
with
hands
I'm okay
are
with the
like-
too clean though.
Yeah.
Do you guys,
I'd rather
do you
have
guys still wash your
germaphobe.
hands 10 times a day?
Yes.
Not
20.
10 times,
20?
but yeah, no, I wash my hands like very
Even the
often.
little sanitizer. Like, let's put it like I'm going to Fortino's to beside the store. I get out, I use theirs.
For stores, yeah.
I come to my car, I use
Yeah.
mine. I stop 2 minutes after, I use it again.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not this much.
I have a
it's-
full bottle, like a bottle to pump now in my car, not the little bottle.
No,
Like I
I
put
like-
it there. It's like okay, I'm
I
in
like
my
the
car.
Laline one. It smells so good.
Ooh, fancy, eh?
I don't use it that much now. Even when I walk into stores, I just do it like a little bit, or like, oh, this is bad. Sometimes if it's I know it's I walk in a store, I can tell what brands are good because we buy a lot of it. So if I see one that's really I've started to pay attention because now if you notice that the ones that are cheap,
Slimy,
your hands are
alcohol.
sticky and
Oh
slimy.
my
Smell
God.
alcohol, like
If-
just
yeah.
it's like
So-
burning alcohol.
So that's because a lot of
rubbing
companies ran out early on. Like Purell can't meet the demand. It's crazy how much people like. Anyway, so a bunch of like other manufacturers of other products just started making sanitizer, and you can make it pretty cheaply. This is the best. Wait, I got to do a side story for this. My dad comes in one day, like early in the pandemic. He goes, "Hey, like we just gotta mix chemicals, right? We have a lot of chemicals. Let's make some sanitizer." I was like, hold on a second. You want to stop everything we're doing? We don't have a production facility. You want to make sanitizer? He's like, yeah, how hard can it be? We know all this stuff. I was like, we're gonna make it. He's like, well, mix it in the back. I was like, hey, we should not do this. This is definitely illegal. And even like one of our director was like, yeah, Chris, I don't think you can do that. Like, we gotta have health and safety. He's like, I'll look into it. Never went anywhere. But I remember he made a suggestion one day, like early on, to capitalize. But anyways, what I was saying, when I go into a store, if I see it's that crappy one, I'll just like, and they make, because I tell you, like, make sure you
and
pump your
it's
hands.
so
I'll do like a
sticky.
little tiny, like, okay, I'm good, and go in. I hate it.
For me, I like it because now before I didn't wash my hands as much. It's like you use the bathroom, you wash your hands are dirty, you wash your hands. But then it's like you don't think about how many doors and surfaces you touch where it's like little kids may accidentally, wipe their nose and then touch the door handle, and you're like, it's kind of gross when you think about it now. So I started washing my hands a little bit more. I'm not, get out of the car, get in the car, hand sanitizer 24/7, but I'm definitely a lot more than I used to be, but not a crazy amount.
Yeah.
I was not like that crazy, like, people comes with the grocery and take everything.
no, we never really.
I don't do that much, right? But
We're conscious not to touch too much and whatever. And we take, I always wash my fruit before we eat it anyways. I always wash my vegetables before we eat.
I don't wash anything. I just
So
eat it.
on that,
yeah,
on
he
that
doesn't
topic,
wash nothing.
so I think in North America, there was like 14 people who died of like some disease that comes from dirty
Salmonella
lettuce.
or
E.
something.
coli.
E. coli, yeah. From dirty lettuce
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah, yeah.
I know what you're gonna
14
say.
people.
Yeah.
14 people in North America. North America, I think, is like
How they consume how much.
half a billion people or something.
Yeah, it's like 400 million. Or something.
400 million. I don't wash my lettuce. And my mom goes, what if you get sick or something? If I'm one of those 14 people to fucking go, I was willing to take my chance at 5% in with the malaria pills. Like, are you kidding? If I'm one of 14,
That's like 0.00000.
like, if I'm one of 14 to go from dirty lettuce,
it's your time.
It's my fucking time. Final destination. If I don't go from the dirty lettuce, I'm gonna go outside and get hit by a car or something. Fuck. Like, anyways.
If you see the green, like I can see the green
Yeah,
there. and it's
if
like,
you
okay,
can see it,
I can
if you
see
can
it.
see it, that's
Yeah,
a different story. Then I wipe it down. I don't even wash it. I just wipe it down.
I feel like it makes your immune system stronger though. Like
Are you a Dwight Schrute over here?
Well, no, honestly, I really believe that. I'm not saying this to like sound like whatever, but I personally don't feel like I get sick that often. I get cold every now and then, but like from as a kid, I would just like eat, like I'd play outside in the woods. I don't wash my food. I just eat it like whatever. Like your immune system adapts to it, I think, over time. I'm not a doctor. I don't know if this is necessarily fact.
I thought,
but like I
that too,
really
but
do
if you
think
notice now, a lot of more kids has the peanuts allergy.
allergies.
there's a yeah.
Why?
That's proof, but there's so I read something. It was something I read recently that talks about why that happens, because there's certain things. I'm gonna say this for sure wrong, so we don't have a fact checker here, Jordan. But anyone who wants to, anyone who
where
has a
are you,
challenge,
Jordan? Just because I'm not Serena, fucking Kerrigan, and I'm Lane fucking Liorty.
yeah, that's a big Jordan. Jordan messed up the two most important ladies here today.
Yeah, Jordan.
But I was reading this that the reason that peanut allergies has risen in schools is because, it's in the book The Coddling of the American Mind. That's why. So they talk about how in like the 90s, or I guess when we were kids, they used to allow whatever, like you'd have anything. If someone had an allergy, you said, okay, like don't bring peanuts next to that kid.
Yeah.
Now, because they're trying to protect everybody, they're trying to make sure everyone is like inclusive and all this stuff, that they're trying to just eliminate stuff that could cause harm, I guess. So, there's a certain percentage that are allergic to peanuts, but it's because when you're a kid, the more you're exposed to as a child, the less likely you are to be allergic to it, I believe. That's what the book said. So like if you're a little kid and you touch peanuts and nuts and all that stuff, some people are born with certain ailments and they're predisposed to it. But if you're around it, your body builds up the antibodies. It's all like a virus, basically. It's like the same as like, getting a cold. The more your body's exposed to certain things, it toughens up your immune system. When you start removing them and your exposure to it, you don't get used to it and your body builds up like I don't know if the word's like an affinity to it. So like your body resists it. And that's why peanut allergies have like tripled or something, quadrupled since the 90s.
But even
because
the
you're not allowed to
milk-
bring peanuts in like any school anymore.
Even the milk, like a lot of kids has allergy to
Lactose.
just cow milk. So now it's like almond or goat or rice milk, coconut milk.
Fucking
And they
everything's got
say,
milk.
and well, like, because
Everything.
now we have our little Constance, and she's
Cutie.
6 months, and she has she's still on formula. And her mom, I distinctly remembered, I could not get her into formula. Every formula just turned her stomach. She was on homo milk, so regular cow's milk, before she was a year. I don't know if it was wrong, but hey, she's there now. Like,
She turned out okay.
she turned out okay. But you know what? I had no other option. I said, what else? And I tried milk and it stayed down. There was no spit up and it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, cow milk is for cows, whatever, but you need
Hey.
to give her something, right? So
Honestly,
I
unpopular
drink cow
opinion.
milk.
I love milk.
I mean, well,
I
growing
used to
up,
drink
Not
milk.
unpopular
growing up in
I
Europe,
don't know,
I'm
is it?
sure
I
my
don't know.
husband was raised on
2021,
goat's
who
milk,
knows?
which is for goats, but
Because that's what yeah.
sheep's milk's for sheep, but people still give it to their kids and whatever in other countries.
Yep.
So.
Do you guys think that kids and teens have become softer since our generation?
Absolutely.
There's a lot more sensitivity, food ailments and that. And I don't know, I think because you guys never really as generations go on, they don't get exposed to the outdoors as much. I think they're very stuck to the computers, indoors. Maybe it's a Canadian thing, because I know if you go to New York, kids are out there because they're raised in apartments or small units, and the parents get them out there. But the weather is better, also conducive to the fact that you can be outdoors. Here, we're stuck in the winter. But in the winter, we hibernate. We don't even go out to ski hills because it's too cold. I mean, I think kids are becoming too sensitive. They're not as
I think like our parents and grandparents, they didn't have the meaning to do anything. So the kids were alone and did the whole thing,
fended
play
for
outside
themselves,
and did
yeah.
their own thing. We were the last one. We were the last one that were able to bring the kids outside and play. Now the parents, they make the kids even more. They wanted to protect more, right? So you don't go out.
Yeah.
We don't want to make nobody suffer, right? We don't want our kids to suffer, but I think you need to learn. You fall, if you're not crying, don't say nothing. But the parents say, oh my God, she's crying.
Yeah.
So I think
What
that
about
made a
you?
big difference.
Well, I have my opinion. Okay, my opinion is yes. But okay, yes, I do think generations are getting progressively softer and more coddled. I will, like the book that I was talking about, The Coddling of the American Mind, which I've referenced on this podcast quite a few times because that book stuck with me. That book actually like shows that, like, demonstrates case examples of like how people in general are becoming softer. When we say softer, so again, it's a vague term. They're being more like coddled, more like nerfed, for lack of a better. Like the world is becoming more like
Bubble boy.
Yeah. And what that means is like when back in the day when you go before our time, go when you were like in the 1800s, go go back to like the caveman days, like. Back then, a threat or danger was something that could like kill you. Like it would actually cause physical harm to you, right? Like that's what a threat is. That's what danger is. You know, being in the war in an army, something you could die from, right? That's danger. Today, it's like if I say something that hurts your feelings, that's danger. And I understand, like, you know, people say terrible things, so like you shouldn't have to expose yourself to someone treating you like shit and like yelling at you or whatever it is. But you can leave. Any circumstance you really, for the most part, if you're online, again, if people get bullied, you can turn your phone off. If you're in a playground, someone's being mean to you, you can go away. I understand when you're younger, it's harder to do those things. But like The Coddling of the American Mind outlines how like on university campuses is where the biggest problem stems right now. And like kids are being taught from like late high school into university that if something like attacks what they think in their head and it makes them feel unsafe, they should not be allowed. And like that's what's causing this problem of like, you know, you say something hurts my feelings, so you're gonna get canceled or these things. And like on top of that, like not exposing kids to like peanuts and all that stuff, by trying to protect like a few, you affect the many,
bubble,
right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like I don't want to group it in because like the pandemic's obviously a terrible, terrible, terrible thing that happened. But you can use examples, right? Like you look at how we treated in Ontario. Like we've had 2-week quarantine. Let's talk about just the travel aspect. You fly to Toronto or you travel anywhere, you have to quarantine 2 weeks here. At any time that I can think of, you can fly to any state in America and you never have to quarantine on the way there. So you see, like if you look at the numbers relative, the death rate, like the average overall rates, percentages of like mortality, probably the same.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Like overall total numbers might be worse because of bigger populations, but it's like what, 2% or something, or through whatever one. I'm
Small
speculating here.
percent,
But you see, you're trying to protect like the few that are most vulnerable, but you're hurting the many, right? And there's been a lot of stats that have come out. About like increased suicides, increased
Overdose.
divorces,
Yep.
increased overdoses,
Yeah.
like
Domestic
like
abuse.
all
Domestic
these
abuse,
things.
yeah.
So someone I saw shared something recently. There was a paper. So I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but there was a paper that a friend shared. I didn't read it all, but it's from Simon Fraser University, which is a Canadian university in Alberta. And they did a study to calculate the amount of...
Isn't it in BC?
Is it BC?
Regardless,
BC,
out west.
whatever.
West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast.
They did a study to show how many lives like the pandemic government lockdown measures have saved, like how many cumulative hours they've saved, but how much they've also lost. And apparently in the study, the pandemic has saved a total of like, I don't know, 220,000 or something like hours of life in those that they've protected or something like that. And it's cost 63 million hours of life.
Uh-huh.
So if you factor in everybody who's young, who lost years of their life, people who've died too young from overdose, whatever it is, this is a lot of speculation. So I apologize to our listeners if I'm like misquoting something. But to answer the question, and that's a long way to answer it, in terms of like the coddling aspect, everything in general is like people, the people who are in power, people who know what's best, whether it's parents, whether it's like, politicians, all these things. It's like we have to protect everybody. So the measure should be applied across the board. When that's not really how we've been raised. Our hair, like us being here, sitting here right now, we're the strongest DNA line. We're the strongest lineage. Our ancestors didn't die from lions in the jungle. They didn't die from fires. They didn't die from starvation. They made it this far. And now we're saying we don't know what we're doing. Let's protect everybody to make sure we keep the few safe. That's my diary and that's my rant there. but honestly, it's really like anyways.
So basically, what you're saying is that everyone's become softer. Not
everybody,
teens.
but like it just as a society as a whole.
Society as a whole.
As society as a whole, it seems like for the most part, people are more prioritizing the greater good.
Yeah.
But it's not really doing that.
The thing that drives me nuts about
That was
these
a crazy
lockdowns.
tangent. I don't even know how long that was.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
8 minutes. No, I'm kidding.
Was it?
No, I
It
don't.
might have been.
The part that bothers me about the pandemic, and once I say this, we're going to switch topics because
It's Mother's Day. We're talking
I
about.
saw a meme actually that was really fun. It's like, I'm just going to stop pretending that COVID exists, pretend I've never even heard about it. It's like, oh, how you been doing during these COVID lockdowns? Like, what? We're locked down? What are you talking about? What's going on? So I think I might try that next week. I really think I'm going to try it. But on that last topic about COVID, is they're using a blanket form to kind of cover everyone. Well, what's best for a 20-year-old who's just finishing school, what's best for a 30-year-old who just invested all their money in a business, or best who's a 40-year-old who just had a kid and just bought a home and needs to make the mortgage payments, is not the same as what's important to a 50, 60, 70, or 80-year-old. Everyone has different needs. Everyone has different responsibilities. Everyone's in different places in their lives. So to say that, okay, we need to lock down and these people can't work and you're literally taking away the chance for people to survive. And look, I'm in a good place, and everyone here, we're fortunate enough that our lives weren't too negatively affected, or maybe we even weren't negatively affected at all by the COVID pandemic. But what about the people who were? People who lost their businesses that they worked 10 years, 20 years to build? What about the people who lost maybe not their homes, but who've lost all their luxuries that they've had in life, being able to travel, being able to do these little things. And there's so many people that lost them. So anyways, rant over on that.
Okay, so one thing here has nothing to do with COVID.
There we go. Perfect. Nice segue. I like this.
Can we bring some older guys? Because I think I'm the oldest one that ever been here in the podcast.
You want us to bring older guests?
Well, I don't want to be the oldest. I want to
Okay.
be a
Are you
record
the
of
oldest?
something,
No.
but not the oldest.
She's
Maybe.
Yeah, who was the oldest? Unless you bring the guys here, I would not be
We
the
gotta get an
oldest.
episode with Frank and
Frank and
Chris.
yeah.
Yeah, that way I won't be
I don't
the
even
oldest.
know. They would not say. Actually, we could get them going. If we just started that conversation there, that would be a whole conversation.
Yeah.
Talk
about-
about business.
Yeah.
So just get something going.
Yeah.
That's it.
But anyways, on that topic, I think we should shift gears. But it's just Anyways, there is brighter days, and at the point too, I go on this rant. I think me and you together, I've seen you quite a bit. We've made an effort to we don't talk about it too much anymore. Because what is you're wasting your breath. It's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
But George, also me and you are in very fortunate positions where we have so many exciting things to talk about that have flourished because of the pandemic, right?
For sure.
Think about this podcast. I'm not saying it took off I'm not even saying that it took off in general, but we got fortunate that we got so many cool guests because of the pandemic. Donovan Bailey, Penny Alexak are two prime examples of people that if the Olympics were on, we probably wouldn't have got them. We had so many other cool guests, and we still will continue to get more guests because of that. Our app, Cast, which if you haven't already downloaded, go download it right now as we speak.
now.
right now.
Right now.
That basically.
Go follow. Wait, is Anastasia or Anastasia on there?
Anastasia.
Talking to the mic.
Sorry, Anastasia.
Follow
I
at
am
Anastasia. Follow at Elaine. Don't follow Ricky.
Yeah,
I'm already too popular. Ricky's got too many followers already. No,
Humble brag.
Yeah, sorry. Jump back
no,
on.
but even the app, without the pandemic, the app might not have taken off, right?
I honestly don't know if it would have.
That's what I mean.
Time to time.
The fact that we both had so much extra time on our hands, that we weren't going to sporting events, we weren't traveling.
Never mind work.
Yeah.
Your phone rings 100 times a day. I don't, because I don't
Not
really
right
work.
now.
But
not in a rainy day.
Yeah, that's
that's
why.
true.
So I think me and you, that's why we've been able to not talk about. But switching gears, I got a question for you.
Lastly,
ladies.
to that point, though, it is exhausting. We're fortunate to be in this position. It's tiring to see what's
It's
going on.
exhausting. I mean, the other day I said, when's this lockdown supposed to be over? And I looked, I said, that's 3 more weeks. When I looked, I said, it feels like we've already been in it for 4 weeks. This new one,
Oh,
the
you're being
latest
more.
one.
This emergency break. Anyways.
Oh my God. Anyways.
Switching
But
gears.
yes.
Pulling the emergency brake, shifting gears.
Yeah.
For Mother's Day, what do you think are good gifts that sons and husbands... Actually, first question. Do you think husbands should get their wives Mother's Day gifts?
Absolutely.
But technically,
He's
you're
not your
there,
mother. Yeah.
Well, I get him a Father's Day gift. He's not my father.
She.
That's what I'm just asking. Fair question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Frank,
it doesn't have to be.
do you have time? Few days left.
Frank's listen to this scrambling right now. He's like, shit.
Are you
Shit, I
kidding?
didn't get anything.
Frank just calls me, Rick, what do we get her? Okay, so both of you were on the same page. What are some good gift ideas for our listeners who haven't got their mother's presents yet?
I can show you. I saved some pictures there.
Let's hear it. Just tell us.
Oh, I saw a nice earring there that
Earrings?
there was very
Jewelry?
affordable.
From where?
Was not the Tiffany one, but looks very similar, so I can take that too.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my Apple Watch anyway, so
That's it.
but I'm gonna wait for after Mother's Day. I like visual.
Oh, like
I
shopping
wanna
in person. you're
try
saying.
the other one to see which one I like better. I rather go there than have to return.
than online shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
online
what?
shopping's been a struggle.
No, I like the online shopping as long as you could go back and return. Now with the lockdown, don't have bills, don't know where you put your stuff, so you can, right? So I wait a little bit more.
Okay. What about you, Ma?
Um,
In terms of like, what's the good Mother's Day gift? I need some tips.
good Mother's Day gift. I mean, I always get my roses, but I get my roses throughout the year, which Chris
Flowers is always good.
Chris is a sweetheart when it comes to flowers. He loves flowers.
That's a charmer.
He's a charmer.
That's where I got it
He's
from.
always liked flowers. But you know what? Even a card, actually cards always make me cry because when I read inside them, I mean, sometimes I go to the card shop to read to get a laugh out of some of those cards. But when I get a card from the kids or
Oh my
from
God,
Chris,
he's getting really good in the cards.
yeah. But I mean,
And people has to be papayers, huh?
papaya.
Don't be cheap. Go to the dollar store and give me a dollar store card.
Oh, I go to Shoppers or something.
Yeah, they have papayas.
Walmart.
Oh,
But they got their own little stand there.
They have
nice
the
$8
stand that is
ones,
the
$9
exclusive
ones.
one.
cards.
But you know what? You just
Mother's
save
Day.
the money for
Mother's
people that care about the cards. Some people don't care, right? Some people say, I don't care. I fucking pay $15 for a card and you don't even care.
I actually have a stack of. I keep every card that I got.
Me too.
Really?
I have a lot of them. Yes, I even
Me
have my wedding
too.
cards. Like I have cards.
Really?
Me
yeah.
too.
I have a lot
So
of
maybe
my
it's
cards.
a mother's thing.
I don't know, I just-
Baptism thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't throw them away. It's just
But you know what? So the other day I was talking to a friend of mine, Cheryl. I don't know if she listens. She doesn't listen all the time, but maybe she's gonna listen to that one.
We had some big guests on this episode.
Yeah. So we were talking about cards, right? So and she said, "Oh, I don't give a shit about the card." I'm like, I give the good card for whoever I think appreciates, right? I'm not gonna give if you don't give a shit. You're gonna throw it out. Then I don't care. She said, "No, but you know what the kids?" And I mean, like, but like, don't you save? Like, it's a thing that you do. You save your wedding cards and the thing for a lot of reasons. And then she said, no, the kids today, do you know what they do? They put into the phone, like whatever information you wanted to save, you put it there. I'm like, really? So I talked to her daughter-in-law. She said, no, I have a box of cards. So it's not just our generation that saved the cards.
I keep some of the bigger ones.
yeah. I mean,
Like, you know, if I had like someone that actually, like, shout out Mila and Nicole for my 20th birthday, got me a Harry Potter card and wrote out every single spell from the Harry Potter books and movies. So it's a card with like 52 different spells. I kept that one. That's my oldest card. I've got one from, can't remember who it was last year, with John Cena on the front. That was a funny one. I keep all my ones for my mom because I know she actually cares and writes them. Then Frank just signs the bottom. You know, I just frankly already like he's signing a check. Am I done?
You know
he
what?
signs your check and then he signs the card.
No,
with the
you
same
know what is
signature.
funny?
As long as he puts the check in there, I'm good.
So since we met, we always like, I put the whole thing in the card. You spend the whole hour think we're going to make the card, whatever. Frank was like, love.
With love.
No, love, Frank. And I mean, like, Frank, like, do you think you could spend a little bit more time? Like, he just don't. Now he's love you a lot.
Oh, that's so funny, man. That's the best.
I
You know
I have
one thing
go ahead,
about
sorry.
Frank that make me laugh the other day. So through the pandemic, he's not working on a Saturdays anymore, right? So like, we spend almost every night together, every weekend together. So before the lockdown, I went to a friend of mine, right? So I said, oh, Frank, you know what? Today you can go check jobs, go.
Go play
I'm
with your
going to go
friends.
to my friends. Yeah. So I'm cooking whatever I had to bring there. And half an hour passed, he called me. Hey, do you want to chat? And I'm like, do you want to chat? What do you want to talk about? well, we spend every day together. Like, I kind of miss you. I'm like, Frank, since you left, there's not much that happened that I can tell you.
You're just in the car bored, eh?
Yeah. Oh, we spend every day together now.
That's so
Just
nice.
want to talk. I'm like, yeah. Okay, what do you want to talk
Big
about?
Frank. He's going to listen to this episode for sure.
Of course he is.
You better.
He said to me, are you nervous? Why? I'm going to the podcast.
We should put them on. They would be so nervous. I feel like they would. Those guys, it's so funny. They like that's why we talk so much. They talk more than anybody, as much as us.
Yep.
But we put them here, they would be like just like mice.
I think we could get him going.
Probably.
We'll do a Father's Day special.
Yeah, we should do this.
Just
here.
be
We
careful
might as
they're
well.
not talking like right into
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, we told that story, didn't we? Did we tell that story?
No.
Did we tell the story about my dad giving a speech at my sister's wedding?
No.
you were there.
I was
like-
there.
He was
You guys-
right into the mic.
So you don't remember? Sorry, Dad. You're about to get put on blast, man. This poor Christos. So I had another story. I want to talk about the cards, but I'm going to tell the story quickly. So at the wedding, I don't know. How did you not notice this? I guess not a lot of people noticed.
How did we not notice? We've been drinking all day.
Yeah.
How did we not notice? Very simple.
So when my dad and mom went to give the speech, when the parents and the Corsettis as well, they were giving the speeches. Tony, they went first, right? No.
I can't. No, we did. We went
So
first.
my
Yeah.
dad did the speech, and like, it's crazy. I get this from my dad. Like, he can command in a room. He can command a room like nobody's business. But like, put him in front of people that like a big room, like he can't. He's not as good as giving a speech. That's what like how I am too. So at the wedding, he's able to give a speech, and like he's speaking on behalf of my mom. I guess that's how it is. And he's just talking, and he's like, "Sorry, listeners." Georgia, so proud of you on this day. He's like breathing into the mic.
I think I do remember
And me and Yanni, so they're standing. If you picture like a table, the bride and groom, my parents are behind the bride and groom. Me and my brother are facing the bride and groom at one table. And me and my brother are like looking at each other, and we're looking at Georgia and Mark. We're like, this is terrible. How long is it gonna go on for? We're like trying to wave at him. We're like swinging our arms. I look at my mom. I was like, she's like, she don't want to embarrass him. So he just for at the 5-minute speech, I'm so proud of you. He just hitting breaths, and the mic was touching his mouth, and I was like, oh my god, like it was really funny in hindsight. But I was like, I just spit off this mic. I was like, I didn't even listen to that. Anyways, sorry, Dad. We joke about it now, but
Well, Frank,
yeah.
every time we have a Christmas party, metric, Frank hates doing any speech, right? But my brother-in-law doesn't want to do. So usually my sister-in-law does. But he goes there, he pick it up the mic, and kind of scream. Hey, people,
No,
have a good time.
What they'll say is like, literally, so before I started, when I was younger, before I was in the, now I give the speeches, right? Just because like I'm okay to do it. And it's always the youngest kid in the family. So usually it was me for a while. And then it was my cousin Dario. Now I think it's Stephanie or whatever. But so the youngest cousin will always do Grace. But before Grace, Anna would go up there and thank everybody and just, welcome. It's the 30th anniversary of Metric. Thank you for coming, blah, blah. And my dad would always be the don't drink and drive line. That's what he always did every time. He'd be like, don't drink and drive. Make sure you have fun.
We pay for a cab.
We'll pay for a cab. Save your receipts. Send them into the office on Monday. Like,
he just yells it.
yeah, I can see it. Sorry, guys. That was loud. But that's my dad. Like, yeah, don't worry. Nobody drinks and drive. If I have to drive people home, I'll drive home. I was like, Frank, you got to drive us home. What the fuck?
It's funny. Like the most caring guys to it. They will do, especially for like they're very similar. They came. The company was like nothing when they came, and they grew it. And like they'll do anything for like the people that have helped get them there, right? Like, like to a fault. Like honestly, I always thought. I don't know if we talked about this on the last time we did this, but like I was growing up, my dad was like very, very like firm but fair, and I was like, oh, he's so mean, he's so this. You're a kid, right? You don't get your way. You think everyone's mean. And like even through high school, like study all this stuff. But then when I got to working with him after university, I was like, who the hell is this guy? I'm like, he's too nice to people. Like, what the hell? I thought he was so mean, but like he has the biggest heart. Like there are people that have looked out for him. Like even though you're employees, like they work, their job is to work for you. He like would treat them as like he couldn't
together.
have made it without them. You know what I mean?
He respects them. Yeah. They've come with him a long way. That's why. Yeah.
So it's crazy the side of you see as they get old. I mean, like same goes for anybody, but like when you grow up around your parents, you see one side of your kid, and it's crazy how much it evolves over time. You're like, wow, like I never knew all this. or you think back when you're old enough to comprehend things and you see like what they did. I mean, even you guys, like I can think about times like that. Like I'm like, wow, they actually did all this. Whatever. Anyways,
Well, it's like the times you don't realize as a kid, like even during the recessions, like I always had top line goalie equipment. Always. I always played sports. And you don't think about it, it's like, fuck, man. It's like $1,000 for a pair of goalie pads. $1,000 a lot of freaking money. Especially, when times are tight and it's like
I thought it was more than that.
always went to private school. Like, it's like, okay, I'm like, knowing what we know now, you're like, holy shit, like that's an insane amount of money. Like goalie school, all these extra things to like, I don't want to say keep me off the streets because it's like, but to keep me hanging around the right people, doing the right things, working hard, like focusing on school, all those things where you don't realize like, holy shit, like between me and my brother, all the extras that we did fucking cost like a person's salary a year. Right. So when you think about that, it just makes you change a lot. And even with my dad, at least, like I didn't fully know to the extent of, like again, how good they are at their jobs. Right. Like until you started working, then I'm like, oh shit, fuck Frank. You're pretty good at your job, I guess, right? So, but funny enough now, even with my dad, it's funny because we work together, so it's really funny. Me and my brother John do lunch every day. And for the listeners who don't know, I have an older brother named John who also works with me at Metric, and we do lunch every day together. My dad sometimes comes in late, and he doesn't heat up his food. He always comes in late and just expects like food to be there ready, waiting. So some days he'll come and be like, "Where's my food?" I'm like, sorry, is this what we get paid to do? Are we the heater uppers of your food? Is that what we do here? Oh, I just figured you guys were heating up yours. Like, you didn't say anything. You didn't walk in. You just assumed that we knew the food you wanted, your food heated up at this exact moment. Like, fucking Frank. But he kills me. He's the best, though.
But yeah,
Hey,
sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to say, but they're the head of the household,
Yeah.
but the wives are the neck that
Oh.
turn the heads, okay?
Oh, no. The wives, we all know happy wife, happy
The
life.
wives are
Happy wife, happy
the neck
life.
that turn the
Yes.
head.
Good advice.
That's it.
I always like. I'll be honest. I
So
was
my
never.
big fat Greek wedding, the mother.
That's it.
I always. It's funny. Like I always thought. Like if I did something wrong. Like when I was young, like both my parents could like discipline me. Like I would listen. But as I got older, I got less scared of my mom because I was just like gravitated to my mom. So when she would say something like "You're gonna get in shit," I'm like, okay, like come on. But then she's like, okay, wait till your dad gets home. And then I realized, like, I was like, okay, so I would progressively be like more worried about my dad. But then as I got older, I realized, oh shit, like if I do something wrong to mom,
Let me go to
she's
her
gonna
the way
just tell
she
dad
won't
and
call
dad's gonna do whatever
dad,
she
yeah.
wants. So I was like, I gotta be careful with what I do here. I'm like less scared of dad now, more scared of mom. But yeah, it's true. But
One thing here about podcasts,
wanna
you
do
know,
Rick?
everything that he says.
No, I'm
you
good.
know, when did I ever buy your stuff at Walmart? Your lacrosse stuff? I don't even think they have lacrosse stuff at
100%
Walmart.
you bought my lacrosse
I'm
gear
thinking
at
it's
either
one of those-
Walmart or Canadian Tire. Now that rings a bell, eh? Canadian Tire? That's it.
I'm pretty sure.
What about we released the episode with Challen Rogers? Doesn't she dig up my lacrosse picture? Oh, I posted it. You saw it.
Oh, I didn't see it.
No, no.
Oh,
I
my
did see it,
short
I did see
shorts?
it.
Yeah.
Your short shorts. Yeah, I did.
I was listening to. I went to the attic there, and I'm going through everything because I wanted to find the big one that has the whole team.
I had
Find
blonde
it.
hair back then, too.
Yeah, I saw
Blonde,
that.
Madonna blonde, really blonde.
Classic Rick.
I was sick.
I used to have frosted
Not
tips.
frosted tips like he did.
We did frosted
no.
tips, too.
My
Well,
mom would-
once you dyed your hair.
We did it.
Once you dyed your hair, the second haircut looked like frosted tips, right?
No, I would just do frosted. If I put the cap on, they would pull
Oh,
me
I
through.
Pull the
hated
hair
that.
through?
I hated
Yeah.
It hurt
that.
so much.
Remember with my mushroom cut I did it once? That hurt a lot because my hair was long.
That's the worst. Stab your scalp, pull it out.
Oh, terrible.
That was the worst.
That,
There gotta be a better way to do
I wouldn't give you
that.
a mushroom. I
Do you-
wouldn't touch your hair. Like,
Do you think they
What do
still
you mean?
do
I used to
that?
want a mushroom cut.
no, I should bring you to a barber for mushroom cut. No, I wouldn't. Do
Oh yeah, I never did a mushroom cut. Yeah.
I used to love the
the
mushroom
frosted
cut.
tips I would do. I wouldn't pay for coloring your hair. No.
Remember when I tried to dye my hair red and it turned out purple?
It's a sign for cast, buddy. You knew it was gonna
There
happen.
you go.
Oh, good
Or
thing
shot
it
your
didn't turn
picture.
I'm at
pink.
school the other. I'm
Do you
at
have a
school. I'm like,
picture? Do you
I was
have a
like, why'd you
picture?
dye your hair purple? I'm like, it's red. It's red. You gotta look at the red.
Do you have a picture of it?
I do. I think it was my grade 4 picture day.
Oh, it was picture day. That's embarrassing.
Picture day.
Yeah, well, it wasn't for picture, but picture day was like a week later. I think I dyed my hair.
Well, he has one of the
It's like
best
for, like,
pictures.
playoff
He has
hockey.
like when you buy those rings
Oh,
and come
yeah.
with the ring, lime green, and he
It was
goes
a
for
snake
picture
ring.
day like that.
What a loser.
It was sick.
Honestly,
the
don't mind it,
hand.
Judge. I wore a yellow Old Navy tracksuit one day thinking I was so cool because I couldn't get the Adidas one, I guess. So I was like, it was Old Navy, looked the same. And then I wear that at these school ones.
I think so,
Grail
yeah.
Hillside,
Yeah.
maybe.
I'll never forget my grade 5 or 6 picture day. It was my birthday's always right before school starts, Labor Day long weekend. And I got like $200 for my birthday cash. So we went to Yorkdale and I bought an Echo jersey. No, I bought a Fubu red jersey and a matching Echo red sweater. And it was like, that was my uniform. I wore
10 size bigger.
Yeah, 10 sizes bigger so I can grow into it with my Iverson shoes that I got for Christmas that year. Literally wore it every day.
How about the baby blue shorts, North
Carolina, baby blue.
He still have, because I think he bought it like it was here.
They were like, they don't have like men's medium, and they were really long ones.
And he was like 8 years old,
Like
probably.
13 maybe. And I had like they were Jordan brand. I still got them. Actually, I don't know if you might still have them. And then you buy the knockoffs at like International Clothers or whatever.
Yeah. Or S'il vous plaît.
S'il vous plaît, yeah.
S'il vous plaît, yeah.
One thing I want to go back to, you made a point, and like after I was thinking about this, we're talking about like, I think we were talking about, what were we saying about our parents, like when they would make the sacrifice and all that stuff. Like some of the thing that I remember the most, and I'll never forget this, and I don't know why I have this memory in my head the most. So I'm like, my dad would drive us to school like every day. Mom would pick us up and like take us to all the sports and everything. Very grateful for that, by the way. Like, can't believe you guys did that forever. Fuck, so much work. Like every morning, dad drove to school, everything. But and after my mom would take us, we'd have to go soccer practice, everything. But the things I remember the most with my mom was always like, it's the only reason I look forward to going to the dentist, because when we got to go to the dentist, we lived in Mississauga. The dentist was on Danforth. My mom would pick us up at school at like 3 or 4. We'd get in the big white minivan we had. That thing took a beating.
A white one. I had a white one.
It was like,
I feel like everyone does, and everyone takes the trip down to Florida. You take out the middle seats, put the
so the middle seat would fold down. Me, Georgia, and Yanni would sit in the back, and we'd get like Burger King or McDonald's because my dad would not let us eat it. Like, surprisingly, I know.
I was
shocking. And my mom would take us like Burger King, and we'd all sit in the back and just eat. I can still picture being there. The Burger King at Winston Churchill and Dundas, I can still remember it.
Still there, actually, yeah.
And like, I forget what I was trying to make the point of when we were talking about this earlier, but like, I remember all these times and so grateful for like how we were like, all these opportunities we got and what our parents did for us. So I guess shout out to you guys as well.
Actually, going to the dentist, and then after the dentist, we'd go to Sugar Mountain.
Yeah.
Defeat
So
the
that
purpose
makes
of
sense
the
now.
Defeat the purpose.
That's it.
But you know what? It is what it was. So that was it. So
Yeah.
we did what we had to do. I remember I had to pick them up at 3:30. We'd get in the car, go along the QEW to get to Toronto, and yeah. And actually, they got old enough. They would go with my parents. I'd leave them with my parents. My dad would bring them down there. God bless them. And I would allow the kids after to get on the subway. That actually, having the sensitivity of the kids. When they were 12, they would go to the dentist. My dad would drop them off. The subway was right there by the dentist's office, the Chester subway station. They take the subway all the way to Islington and then take the bus to Square One, and I'd pick them up. I let them do that.
I still love that.
Now, is somebody in the suburbs,
you
they
can
let
do
their
that.
kids do
Yeah.
that. I mean, I grew up in the city, so I kind of like,
You grew up in like the heart of the city.
yeah, right in downtown, the core, right? Like Davenport and Oakwood, which was pretty, like downtown. I always took transit, never really didn't grow up with a car. We'd always take transit. So when we moved into the suburb, to me, that was really suburbia. I would still have connection with the city because my parents were there. The kids loved it. And the only thing is I told them, don't go to the first train of the subway, go to the second one. Closest to I didn't want them right in the front, because you never know. But
Was that true? I don't remember that.
I wanted the first train, and the first seat has to be the seat. Could not be any seat.
Really?
With Jonathan. Okay, finish. your
yeah, but
story.
it was scary because it's like, okay, go to the second one at least, be close to the conductor,
How
but don't
old
go
were
right
you
in front.
again? I don't remember when we
Around
used to
12, 13 years old, I'd let you guys go down
so
on the
cool.
subway by yourselves and then take the bus all the way to Square One. I would,
I
like, you know
remember
what?
those. I thought it was so cool. I was like, wow, this was like
I said,
being
you
a
get
city.
there, and at the time, no cell phones.
Yep.
They would call me, or my dad would say, you know what? We just left them off. Or my friend worked at Vula, who works at the dentist's office. She still does, Dr. Granius' office. She said, okay, the kids are leaving. Give them whatever. We time it. It always worked. No cell phones. Can you imagine now?
Because I got my first cell phone in grade 7, late grade 7 or grade 8
Yeah.
maybe.
I
Yeah,
didn't
think so,
give a
8.
cell phone to John, grade 7. And I remember like all the parents, oh my God, my kid is not going to get a cell phone, right? So
Imagine those parents now.
we went,
Kids have cell phones
My
at
kids
6.
ain't getting a cell
we
phone.
went like at the end of the summer, few times to the subway. And I said, I want you in that cart. I want you in that seat. If the seat's taken, you stand up to make a routine, right? So every single parent now, the kids is what, 2 years old? And they
Yeah,
have the phone
tablet.
already?
Tablets.
Tablets at 2 years
Oh,
old.
they have the phone too. They need to get the phone to play some games too. So you know what? Carmen's a bitch.
But honestly, like I really remember that. And I'm gonna give just a quick example. Calling of the American Mind tells a story. Like there's 3 different stories. One of them is about how a lady let her daughter walk home from school. It was like 2 blocks away, or like one. I don't know, one maybe. They crossed one intersection, and she was gonna go. The kid like the kid asked the parent, "Hey, can I?" She's like 10. Can I start walking home by myself? I know the route. Her mom took her on the route to make sure she knew it. She goes, "Yeah, I want to do it myself. I want to prove to you I can do it." And the kid did it one day, and a lady goes, "Where's your mother?" And she goes, "She's letting me walk home by myself today." They called the police. They took the kid away from child services.
Wow.
The mother's like, "She asked me to do it. We've walked this many times, crossing one intersection." Kid, I don't know how it ended the story, but crazy. Like think about that. Like we used to build tree. We used to go into the forest in our backyard. My parents would be at work in the summers. We would go to our neighbors' houses, steal wood from like their porches, take hammers and nails, build tree houses for like 12 hours in the forest, and they'd get home. We'd run home for dinner. And like we were fine. And today, you try imagine doing that. Like people
See, that's the thing. I'm like, the future generations will never know the feeling of like running outside, knocking on your neighbor's door. Hey, is little Joseph home? Like, okay, I got Joseph. We got 3. We need one more to have like 2-on-2 basketball. Okay, Marco, you home? Oh, we got Marco. Okay, let's go see if Francesco's home too, so we can do 3-on-3. Boom, boom. And it's like you would play out there until literally the sun started to set, and then everybody's mom or dad would run outside. Ricky, let's go. Like,
or dad
okay, give me 5 more minutes. We're winning the game. Like, kids these days won't know that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's like,
you were not winning the game. You were lost. That's why you were losing. That's why you want an extra 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes to catch up. There you go.
You know what's interesting too? It's like we live in the safest time. Like today, like now, is the safest time in like the history of ever. Like people don't just get kidnapped out of their front. I mean, knock on wood, maybe it happens occasionally, but like Toronto, for instance, you can leave your front door unlocked at night. Like nobody's walking into your front door. You're not getting kids are getting plucked from the street.
Brazilian. I lock my door all the time.
No, I understand, but I'm saying like if you go back to like the 70s, you see these documentaries on Netflix, like all these like this in the States,
Serial
California,
killers and stuff,
it was such a bad time, right? You had to be very careful, and even in Toronto, like when you were a kid, how scary you used to say walking down Ossington was like terrifying or something back then.
It was, you know what? It was. I think the media or the shows created this fear of like, there's people lurking everywhere, like serial killers. You don't feel that sense now as much because I don't know. It's for the most part, it's not random. It's usually somebody
that
out to get somebody,
Yeah.
right? It's not a
But I mean,
random
like
act,
even
but-
though I think now you have more creepy and dangerous people now than before, because now you can do a lot of things online. You can
That's
create.
the thing. It's online is even more scarier than being out in the streets.
Yeah.
Like you can have a lot of weirdos online more than you have outside on the streets.
Yeah.
Because like there are people, yes, God bless them. They have, they have illnesses, they'll live on the street, whatever. For the most part, they don't bother you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep
They're
to themselves.
harmless.
They're harmless for the most part. Like I don't
Well,
think
usually they say a sex offender is somebody that the family knows, right?
Yeah,
So-
or somebody online that pretends they're a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they have the means to get a computer and attract
Yeah.
a young person online. If you're
There's
on
also
the
less.
street,
There's also less. Sorry, not to cut you off. There's also less repercussions online too. So like, if you can hide behind an alias, like okay, someone
hard to find you.
Like if it was your kid and you saw them doing that, you just try to go on and say, "Oh, who are you?" They can just disappear forever.
Disappear, yeah,
And you
yeah.
do that on the street. Someone sees it happening, like you're gonna get arrested immediately.
Yeah.
So, but
different. The
to
kids
that
are
point, like
different, yeah.
like you guys. I mean, I'm sure the same with Ricky. Like you would let us literally just like do whatever we wanted. Like I would take my. I remember I think I rode my bike in like maybe grade 8 or grade 9 that summer going into high school. I used to bike everywhere. We'd bike to like the public pools. We'd bike through forest. I think we biked to downtown Toronto a few times, like in the middle, like on a Tuesday afternoon. It took us like 3 hours to get there from Mississauga, 2 hours maybe. And like you guys wouldn't, like you just be like, yeah, just be safe. Here's some money, like if you get in trouble or whatever, and like you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would let the kids go like in pairs, right? They go together. The way, if you one get lost or something, the other one is there.
Yeah, you had
Yeah.
you have a little bit of a trusting aspect with your kids as well.
I think now the parents try to protect more, right? It's not that we didn't like the kids. Now you see the parents, they pick it up the baby. Oh my God, you're my best friend. Like, okay.
One of the biggest skills though that I think that is gonna happen. It's gonna start to see it lacking more and more, and why people like get a little more sensitive. To go back to that point, the biggest thing like we learned, like when you had to play, if you were outside fending for yourself with your friends, like when you're playing sports with your 5 buddies or 6 buddies, whatever, 3-on-3 basketball, if something went wrong, a foul, somebody made fun of something bad happened, you have to problem solve amongst your 6 friends, all the same age. You have to figure out, you have to deal with it. You have to say, okay, how do we work in a team to figure this out? Like, you're going to get heated, probably not handle it correctly, but you've learned those skills from a young age. So as you get older, when things go wrong, you know how to face adversity. It's not like,
deal with it.
oh, like now, for instance, imagine you don't have those experiences. We come to cast and me and Ricky disagree. I'm going to tell my mom. I'm going to go cry. My feelings are hurt. Remember Yanni used to say, you hurt my feelings.
You hurt my feelings.
I still say that. I say that to people when they hurt my feelings.
No, but it's true. Like you said it well.
So that's one of the biggest things I think you learn, right? Same thing goes with like schooling. Like school, you mostly learn like the social setting and how to deal with people. It'll be interesting to see how generations evolve now. We're like more inside online. People still play sports and team events, but you're not like, again, my summers was literally like, you go call your neighbor, you go get him. I was just saying, we would bike to downtown Toronto from Mississauga. We'd get on our bikes on like grade 8 and like on a Tuesday, just go downtown. Just literally bike there to see the CN Tower, sit there, have like a pop and a hot dog and go back. But like, I don't know, do kids still do that? I don't feel like they don't.
Absolutely not.
I don't think so.
You remember as being a kid, like
I also don't have any cousins that in that age yet, so I don't know, but I don't think so.
No, but just in general, like I remember being a young kid on a Saturday, a beautiful spring, summer Saturday. All right, we're going to take our bikes, go to like the local community center. We're going to all leave our bikes just like on the floor beside the basketball nets, or, you know, we're going to be like a little biker gang, like riding through like suburban, like North York or whatever.
Yeah.
You just don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
You don't see it anymore. And you always got the 2 or 3 kids with the helmets. Like the other 3 don't have the helmets because they're the badasses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they left their helmet on the porch or something.
No, you had to go with the helmet.
Yeah.
Or their mom would take it and just like wear it on your backpack so you have to wear it.
Put it on until you
kids
go
are like,
around
whoa,
the
you're allowed
corner?
to do that? Yeah, don't tell my mom.
You start to find out more things in the podcast.
Yeah.
You always wear helmet.
Yeah, you don't see that today. Now kids are, gaming. Look, there's nothing wrong with it, to each their own. If kids want to game, by all means, go ahead and game. But explore outside. Go and play. Go and have fun. Go and make friends in a real setting. Go like arm wrestle, play tackle football, flag football. Yeah, you might get a couple cuts and bruises, but you're not going to die. And just the fun and just that social gathering, the social environment that you're in is going to, in my opinion, make kids better these days.
I think maybe now with COVID, because everybody's been locked in and they can't go out and play, maybe they'll learn to appreciate and actually start doing it more. Hopefully.
I'm going to think it's the opposite. I think kids now are more addicted
Getting
to
more
video games
comfortable in doing
than
nothing.
anything.
But
I think they're going to be even more at home now.
Well, I think they announced, I didn't read it yet. I just read the headline that school year 21-22 is going to be option to be online if you want. But it's like, I think parents would not opt for that. I think they'd rather just put them in school and let them, because the kids have just, it's draining. I mean, it's draining. I was working from home and it was draining. By the end of the day, the life got sucked out of me.
And it's like, well, I
sitting
got to
in
go
front
from
of
the
computer.
couch to the
Us being
kitchen.
there yelling and screaming too.
And then like that is, okay, it's an 8-hour day for me, 9, 10 hours, whatever. For a kid, even 4 or 5 hours. It was
By
like you see on
themselves.
Instagram where people saying, okay, my kids just had enough with an online. So it's like they need to get out. They need to socialize with kids. That's
Make
how they
friends.
need to make friends. You know what? Open up the playgrounds are open or whatever. They have to get out in the air, get the fresh air, get the interaction, get them back into school. Don't, you know what? I know it's going to be an option, I guess. I know my nephew, he's in university, and he mentioned, he goes, you know what? My brother said, if it's online next year, he doesn't want to go back. Like, why would he want to go back to online?
But why would you and pay $10,000 or whatever universities
The
cost?
tuition, I know.
You can do all these random little few hour courses online for like $20-$30.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I can do a master class with this super smart dude in this field that I want to get into. I could do some marketing course on, one of those random sites for literally nothing.
Yeah.
Like since I've graduated school, I've probably done 7 or 8 different online courses and some in person too. And total, I might have paid $1,000 total.
I know, and it's just like online is not the be and end all to learn at this point. Sure, it's convenient for those that want to, but you need the interaction. Even the workplace, working from home with the workplace, you create silos more so than if you are in the office. It's like, to me, okay, now I'm not in the workforce anymore.
Congratulations.
Freedom 55.
And I'm not even 55.
There you go.
Let's go celebrate.
I manifested it and it came. But anyways,
Yeah.
that's another story. That's another podcast maybe.
What? Oh,
Manifesting.
Manifesting. Sorry, I didn't hear that
and,
part.
and my retirement earlier than 55. But anyways, but I think in this day and age, doesn't matter what age, you have to have that interaction. You got to get back in the workforce, like in the office with your co-workers to be more cohesive, Same thing with the kids. I mean, we've learned growing up, you needed that social interaction to develop yourself further. Kids have to get back into school. That's it.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Like, to your point about university, like I honestly always say, like, I mean, like, everything I know now from university is not from what I learned in school. It's from what I learned just being there and like my social skills. Every lesson I think back to that, like I said, how I've like evolved, everything is like related to something I did in university or something I experienced.
Not what you learned.
I remember going to one class. I can only right now visualize one class is when I went for my speech class and I was hungover and I was so bad. I spoke like a mile a minute. Again, that did translate to me become a bit. Still do. But I still think back in the times I remember. But the biggest thing is the social interaction skills. Forget where I was going at this point, so I clearly failed speech class. Fuck. What was it? Anyways.
I got no idea where you're going either, buddy.
No, I don't know either. That happens once an episode, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's the one time.
This is that one.
Yeah.
You know what? I think everybody needs interaction, not just the kids, everybody.
No, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I remember when,
you
know what, I'm not even going to tell a story because I want to switch off.
But the one thing that I will say, and I don't know if I've talked about this, besides, I know what I was going to say now, but not important. But like besides like, being able to do cast and the pals and all these things that like we've been able to do, I'll tell you in the last year, the one thing I've realized is how little, how grateful I am for everything I've got to experience at this point and how little I need to be happy. Like I honestly, like I do nothing every day. Like most people, I get home, I work all day from home, or here sometimes when we come and meet. I go home, I'll go for a run or something. I'll make dinner, sit in front of the TV, and I'll just keep working. I was like, man, like I'm really happy. Like no one's bothering me. I'm not missing anything, so I don't have FOMO or anything like that. And I was like, traveling, I kind of miss it because obviously I love to travel, but it also just made me stop and think about like, holy shit, how much I've had the opportunity to travel. Like what a grateful life I've had. And is it like, if I could travel right this second, is it going to make me exponentially happier? No, I'd like to, but like you have to really appreciate the little things. Like even driving my parents on the up north on the weekend, just to have a family lunch. I was like, wow, like all the times that like you do these things and like
you take
just, like,
for granted.
Yeah,
things,
you just like, you're like,
You
and like Becca said this
appreciate
too. Like you're always in like a rush to go to the next thing. Like, you go for your dinner at your parents. You're like, oh, my friends are downtown. I got to leave right away and go. So you're rushing at our family events and your other friends are doing something else. You don't really realize like those moments when you think back of like, you take them for granted. And like you don't really realize like you should have been more present in those moments. And even
That's
now
the
it's like,
thing. You
like
gotta be
now,
present.
what makes me happy? I go hang out with Georgia and like the baby and just like sit there and just stare at the baby. And I was like, this is amazing. But other times you have so much to go on, so many options, you might not really appreciate these little tiny moments, these interactions you have with your really close friends. I think that's what the last year has really showed me. Like honestly, just don't take things for granted. Don't take interactions for granted, like and all that stuff.
I think this year, the last year and a half, whatever, will go down as like a great reset of life.
Yep.
Like at the beginning, I was driving myself up a wall because I'm never home. I hate being home. I want to go out and do things, see people, do activities, try new things, meet new people, whatever. Well, first 2 weeks, I'm stuck at home in 14-day quarantine. Can't do anything. The world's locked down. Well, then it's like, okay, like I literally was moved back in with my parents. Like we're making TikToks and just, laughing, giggling, doing stupid things. I used to hate working out at my parents' house. Hated it. I was like, how am I supposed to work out here? All there is a cable system and a shitty bike. Now I'm like, I have a fucking sick ass cable system that I know how to do every exercise and get a full exercise. Plus I got this bike. Like I'm so fortunate to have this. Then it's like, I'm so fortunate that I get to spend all this extra time with my parents who are also at home right now. And I'm living with them and we have meals together and we cook together and we watch movies. Cause you know what? Knock on wood. I hope that, well, I was on the floor at least. I hope that I get many more of these, but at this time in life, you don't know how many more of these opportunities you're going to have. Just like opportunities to just sit down and reflect on life and, like George said, be thankful for what you have and the little things in life. Because yes, while I love to travel and I love sport events and I love concerts and I love going to bars and restaurants and blah, 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 I don't need any of them in my life to be happy.
No.
Like you can literally, like I spend time with my parents, spend time with my loved ones, spend time with my friends. And I was so happy and I am so happy. And I don't have any of those exterior kind of whatever they're called to make me happy.
It's almost like also, I mean, I like rap. I do like the sporting events, like them. But right now, the way things are, it's like, okay, I've been there, done that, which I'm fortunate. God bless everything. We saw a championship with the Raptors. I think we're all pretty, which was very sick. Yeah. And I'm so glad we had it because it's like, you know what? Now I'm okay. I mean, when they open up, will I go back? Maybe not immediately. I probably will. I mean, I'm not a hockey fan, but if the Leafs make it to the playoffs, I'll be there cheering for them. I won't go in. I mean, I don't know if anybody will go into the arena.
If they open it up, I'll be there.
They're going to open it up, I think. If they make the
Eventually.
Stanley Cup Finals, no way, there's no fans in that stadium.
I know.
0%
After how many
chance.
years? After how many
Everybody
55
invented it.
years
Yeah.
almost? Yeah, I know.
I would get a vaccine. Pass.
I'm getting the second one. I just
I'll
hope
get a
they-
vaccine, whatever, to go watch the Leafs in the playoffs.
But you know what? It's just been like, and also I can't realize everything's just stuff. You know, like, I mean,
some
now
nice
it's
stuff,
like-
some not so nice stuff.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, yeah, you know what? I enjoyed it. Well, but it's like, really, in the end, I appreciate the company of my relatives. Like, I haven't seen my nieces and nephews. Easter's usually about, you know, you've been there, 30 to 40 people. The last one we had in 2019 was 40 people. It's like, oh wow, it feels like it was 2 years, like 2
I
years
miss
ago.
that.
No,
I
I
miss
pissed off when I
that.
wasn't invited this year, guys. What the hell?
Oh, never mind. A lot of people didn't.
5, 6 people.
But it's like I miss the interaction of people, the hugging.
Yeah.
The hugs. You can't hug.
You know,
right?
I
And
care
it's like-
more about that than going out. Like
Yeah.
I like to get the get together and
Just for
everything.
coffee,
Lola
even
is just waiting to be blown. Is that blown?
If that was that taken out of context would be pretty
Blown
bad.
up, you mean?
Anyways,
Lola the
Lola
flamingo?
is our
Yeah.
big pink
It's
flamingo.
funny how you said that, though, if you really think about how
Yeah,
he's...
Lola's
sorry.
waiting to be blown.
No, the other Lola.
But the biggest thing that, like, honestly, I really, like, started to realize is, like, like you're right, it's a reset. And I hope, I mean, I took it as a reset. I know that all of us, like, you know, you really figure out your stuff that you're really passionate about. But it's interesting that to see how everyone will take this, because, you know, everyone likes different things. There's nothing wrong about liking material goods or liking going out or liking this. But if you let those things define your identity and your happiness, look how easily it can be taken away. Like, we take everything for granted, right? Like, okay, granted, this was a crazy pandemic. We're the only country that got locked down like this. But again, you don't control everything. The only thing you control is what makes you happy internally and what you deal with internally. Like, all external factors can all be taken away at a moment's notice. Like, you can lose your money, you can lose, the government can take things away from you.
Lose your
You never
health.
know. You can lose your health, you can lose anything. You can kind of control it a little bit, being healthy. But, like, if external things are what make you happy, when stuff like this happens, it's going to be a really tough time. So, like, I mean, I don't think I'm, like, here just to give advice, but I think, like, really, I'm hopeful that people took this as a reset, said, shit, you know what? Like, wearing the nicest outfit just to go downtown and impress people that I don't care about. Hopefully that's not people's identity anymore. They don't care as much about it, and they care more about really those little things that bring people joy in life. Yeah, like going to a concert, you like it. It's not a bad thing. You still do it, but, like, that doesn't define you. I know you really love it, but I'm like, oh, Ricky's I mean, you probably are the number one concert goer, but you know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean.
Like,
I'm
that's
not
the only
going.
thing. If that's the
Yeah,
only
it's
thing
not
you're
like I'm
about.
going there just because I want people to know that I'm the concert guy. It's like, no, I
Exactly.
go there because I love going there with my mom or with my boys or one of my girlfriends or
The
whatever.
atmosphere and everything makes
Yeah.
you happy.
Now you're gonna go and appreciate more because you know can be taken away
away from you.
anytime.
Yeah.
I'm so glad for the pandemic. I got my new hips here, so
Yeah.
There we
You
go.
You cross the legs too.
I would-
Oh, we did a little boomerang.
sorry, Kingsview Brewery. I just
Shout out to
knocked you down.
Kingsville. No, but you know what? Yeah, like, a lot of good to come out of this year. And we keep, like, jumping back and forth, but I wanted to jump back into this because you guys have been super active and super fit during the pandemic. I mean, you had to deal with your surgery, but, like, you guys, I see you now. One killing Peloton. One is a social media fitness influencer now.
Yeah.
Trying to be. My production team's helping me with some stuff. No, you know what? I want to take control. Like, I mean, I do a fitness program, but I just want to take control of my health and my fitness. And I actually enjoy fitness. I know it's a lot of work, and it is work, but I enjoy it. The endorphins I get out of it, I love it. You know, half an hour, even an hour. I jump on my bike, warm up. I love weights. I do high intensity training, which is great, but it just gives you a better feeling. Like, if
You
I
need
could
to make a
bottle
routine,
it
right?
would be great.
So when you make a routine, you stick to it.
Yeah.
And then at our age, well, I'm older than you. We need to do a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just to
keep us going.
Yeah.
But even, you know what? I mean, I like, if I can even get one or two people motivated to start doing it, I'm happy. I mean, over the years, I did the running room. I got actually a friend of mine and my sister to do it as well. Like I said, come on, it's easy. Let's go. If I can run, you guys can run.
No,
It's not
running is not easy.
Yeah, I can tell you, my mom tried to get me in the running room and I quit after one time.
But now, it's still influenced
you
because
run,
after how many years later, almost
That's true.
15 years later, even less
You
than
actually,
15.
now that I think about it, I can be hard on my mom at times, but now that I think about it, my mom got me to start working out with her trainer, Christina. Me and my sister would go.
Yeah.
Got me to running room, didn't stick, but does now, so I guess it did work.
It did get you
You've always
going.
kind of got people to like fire it up.
Because it's come on, anybody can do it. Anybody can. I mean, even if it's walking, for heaven's sakes, for half an hour, that's half an hour more of fitness that you didn't do before you started. Yeah.
So that's one good thing I love about moving back home. And for those who don't know, I basically moved back home during COVID. I love my beautiful little condo downtown, but nothing beats living with your parents in a nice, beautiful home with home cooked meals and everything that comes along with living at home.
Sorry, I gotta add. I'm not the tribute. I love you. Like, for those who don't know, I moved back home. We talked about you moving home like 10 minutes ago.
Anyways, move back home.
They just turned on
They just
the
tuned in.
podcast.
They
just
tuned
tuned
in
in.
live. Sorry, I had to do it. That's funny.
I moved back home, but the thing about it, it's the point I was getting on working out.
Yeah, sorry.
There's some mornings where I'm miserable. And this is more so before. Now my knees are kind of even worse than they were before. But at the beginning of the pandemic, there was nobody was on a schedule at the beginning of the pandemic. Everyone was just kind of like
Enjoyed
all
your
right,
sleep.
Yeah, just whatever. But there'd be days I'm miserable. Pandemic. I can't see my friends. I can't do anything. And she comes in my room and wakes me up at 6:30. Okay, we got to work out. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to work. She's like, no, we got to work out. You told me to wake you up no matter what. I'm like, leave. No, she's like, nope. You told me to wake you up. I'm like, fuck. Okay, let's go. And it's like, all you need is that one person sometimes just give you that little push. And like, I'm good. I work out every day, always. But sometimes it's that little push that, okay, someone else is doing it. And someone else is working their ass off. And that other person's twice my age. And she's still killing it. All right, I'm going to fucking kill it today.
Yeah.
And that's the nice part about having moving back at home. And I have my mom working out who works out every day harder than I do. It's fucking sick. Like I have someone that, oh, mom, you know what? I'm going to do a 2-day. You want to join? Okay, sure. You going to do the bike or the treadmill? I'll do the treadmill. You do the bike. Boom. Yeah.
No, it's funny because we do work out every day. And he make his, we have like a whiteboard.
A little whiteboard.
And he put it like back. And he put all the exercise there. And then I'm looking at him like, what is that? Is that they open the door and close the door? Is that like high? And they said, Ma, it's high 10.
Upright rows. I don't know.
Whatever. And I go from the body, say, Ma, it's high. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going high. Even though we do every day, doesn't
We've been
Oh,
doing
you
this-
mess it up every day?
We've been doing the same shit for like a year, basically. And when I came on, it's back today. She's like, okay, what are we doing? She's like, we're doing these ones. I was like, I'm like, Mom, those are shoulders. Yeah, but shoulders
You
back.
do a
They're
little
kind of
bit in the
they're
back,
kind of
too.
together. I was like, you want to do shoulders instead? Fuck you.
Let's just do this.
Yeah, honestly, I will say, you guys, good for you guys for keeping at it. Honestly, it's inspiring. Because I see that, I'm like, fuck, they're working on me sitting here eating popcorn on the couch. Like, what's wrong with me? Never mind popcorn, like candy and everything.
well, I do it for the chocolate.
That's the thing, right? It doesn't matter what you do it for. You have to honestly, I really like running. Not because I like running, but because I want to be able to eat like pizza and stuff. Like, you know?
That's
But
exactly.
you know, it's
obviously-
funny.
It's for your
So
health.
I have a lot of apps for exercise, but I have my fitness pal. So I do the exercise. That way I increase the calories, right? So we wake up every end of the week. Ricky, how is your weight? Oh, I'm down 2 pounds. Fuck, I'm still the same. Monday to Friday is beautiful. Go down. Weekend comes. We have a wine. We have a champagne or something. Start all over on Monday.
That's it.
It's okay. Stay the same is good.
Yeah,
Better than
yeah,
going up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 What's I know you Peloton. What's your what do you use for working out, Ma?
I do Team Beachbody. So there's a 9-week Control Freak. I just did a 9-week Control Freak. It's got some bands and
Grab
some
the mic a
steps.
little bit. There
Sorry.
you go.
And I did one. It's called 9-week Control Freak Off the Wall, which I'm down to my last week. So I've done 18 weeks so far. And then there's a new one they launched. It's called Let's Get Up. It's a dance program, which I've been trying to. I can't dance for beans.
I cannot believe you didn't join Joan, whatever.
Oh,
You know,
Joan, the
I joined her.
75-year-old?
Yeah, I joined her.
Yeah, she's like amazing. And she started at 70 years of age. She
75.
started.
Oh, yeah.
She
did,
started
yeah.
at 70.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? Exercise has no age limit.
I know I'm not going to get the challenge and the prize, but I just did just to see her work out with another lady there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna get her in the podcast.
Yeah,
That way
I
she's
love
gonna be
it.
older than me.
But if
Yeah,
she
yeah,
doesn't
Joe.
respond, you gonna hate her too.
Oh, she will respond.
With that mentality, she will.
Manifesting it.
We'll message her.
That's it. I love it.
We'll message her.
Cody's gonna respond. He doesn't know the pause.
He doesn't know the pals, but he will.
I have one thing I wanted to add that I didn't add the story before that I've been waiting to say. So you talk about like giving cards, right? You guys keep them all. So I only give I have this new thing that I do. I don't give cards anymore. I do e-transfers and I write the note in the message. Everybody, birthdays, weddings especially. I literally write. I do this. Even my cousin's wedding I did this because I figure cards like $10. So if you send, let's say it's someone's wedding. I've only gone to weddings until recently by myself. So
yeah, but you eat for two.
so if it's a fan, it's $100, $200, whatever. But I always add 10. So it's like for my cousin, 210 or whatever, 300, whatever it is. And then I'll put and it said I gave you extra $10 for the card. I bet you like this. I bet you remember this more than a card. And all of them messaged me right after. They're like, thanks so much. I wouldn't have read the card anyways. These are like my friends or whatever.
But that's what I mean. Like it's a personal thing. Some people do love the cards, and some people don't give a damn about the card, right?
Well, no, listen. A lot of people like them. It is nice. I'll still write a message. The last card I remember writing was actually for John, I think. On John's birthday, I wrote him a poem.
And talk about John.
John will
Virgie,
remember this. I wrote him a poem. Oh, no, it's when Virgie did the...
She does beautiful cards.
She
She's
did the
very
whole book for John?
personalized. Yes.
Yeah.
I
yes,
wrote
she
a
did.
poem for John. He messaged me after. It's the last thing I remember writing ever. I wrote him a poem.
She did a scrapbook for him.
Yeah.
And
Virgie's
she's
a
very
good,
thoughtful.
she is.
Shout
great,
out to
though.
Virgie.
Shout out to Virgie.
Virgie.
Yeah, shout out John too.
Shout out to John.
Shout out.
And Yanni and
Yeah.
Georgia,
Hey,
Chris
everyone.
and Anastasia,
Family.
the
Shout
whole
out Mark and
cast.
Hannah. Shout out everybody.
Everybody.
Shut up,
yeah,
Becca.
But
Everybody.
Constance.
yeah,
Can't
there's-
forget little
yeah.
Constance.
there's a lot.
Shout
There's
out the
people who
family.
care more than others. I've had a lot of exes who've cared a lot and got me some crazy cards, so I've had to give good ones back in return.
You very good in cards.
But yeah, I am just because practice now. But the way I look at it, it's like it's about the cards are great, but if it follows up with a very thoughtful gift, it's like money does not buy thoughtfulness. And anyone who thinks that is completely out to lunch. You could buy the most thoughtful present and it's like a $20 gift if it meant something to the person. So just a thought for
Well,
that.
do
For
you
anyone
remember, I
buying
think-
gifts for your mothers, remember it's about the thought. It's not about the price.
You want to talk about...
I think about 3-4 years ago. So do you remember when those roses, the last year, came out? Like comes in a crystal.
A little box, rose boxes.
Acrylic
yeah.
But
box.
they have ones that last like a year.
Wow.
No, they are real rose.
Real roses that last a year.
Yes, so they spray something. So I think he went to Michael's. He bought a box. He bought a silk flowers. He stick all the flowers, and the card was the lid of the box. He wrote a
On the
beautiful.
inside of the lid.
Damn.
Even though it doesn't go with my bedroom, it's still there.
Heck of a gift giver here.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Well,
for
the
me, like
keepsake.
I love those gifts. Becca got me this water bottle for my birthday, and it's my favorite thing. She got me other things. My favorite thing.
Well, because she gave it.
Because I kept saying I don't drink enough water. I'm like, I don't drink enough water. I don't drink enough water. I had this like old water bottle. I would kind of use it. And then I got this. I'm like, this thing is so cool. Like, this is the best tasting water I ever had. It was such a simple gift, and it looks cool. It's like concrete. Anyways, this made me so happy. The smallest thing she got me was the best thing she got me.
Well, sometimes it's
Thanks,
the little
Bex.
things.
I mean, she got me other good stuff too. Appreciate
Shout out
you.
to Beck.
Shout out.
Yeah, it's all about how thoughtful it was.
Yeah,
right?
it's nice when somebody. The best part about gifts is when people like. Even though you get something you really like, it's the stuff that you know that you didn't really you talked about at different points very passively. Like I said, I don't drink enough water.
Somebody
Got me a
put-
water bottle.
yeah.
Like, who the hell would ask for a water? What do you want for your birthday? Water bottle. Actually, I even said socks. She got me socks. I'm like,
So
I have
I-
socks make me so happy. If anyone ever buys me gifts, give me socks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the name or the timeline on this, but I was with a girl once, and one day we were going to make breakfast sandwiches, like lunches, like grilled cheese sandwiches or something. And I went to toast the bread, and I realized I didn't have a toaster. I'm like, fuck, I don't have a toaster. I'm like, what kind of fucking person owns a home doesn't have a toaster? You don't have a toaster either?
No, I used to have them.
So that's what I did. I put the bread in the oven, but it took 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more than 5 minutes. So whatever, carry on. I'm like, fuck, that's crazy. I don't have a toaster. I'm like, oh, it's crazy. I just realized I don't have a toaster right now. I just assumed I always had one. A week later, I checked my mail and I got a package from Amazon. It's a name I don't even recognize. And I open it up and it's a toaster with a note for a guy who has everything, ... but a toaster. And I was like, it's a $20 toaster, maybe $25. And I'm like, that was the sickest gift I've gotten in a long time. At that time.
Because they paid attention.
It was years ago, but yeah. Years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. On that note, gift giving. People, make sure you get your mother some beautiful, thoughtful gifts. Make sure you listen to what they want, what they need. They gave you some ideas earlier. Since we've already asked them the questions, have we? The first time around?
Yeah.
No.
Should I ask it again?
No.
We didn't ask the question?
No.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, let's ask them then.
No, we didn't ask because they were early. No, yeah, we would have. We would have asked you guys. We'll ask you again.
No.
Anyways. Because I don't have another one we'll end with too. So
Okay.
we'll do 3. So if there was a movie about your lives,
That's
who would
why
you
I know
want?
you never ask.
I'm pretty sure I know your answer. Anyways, if
Well-
there was a movie about your lives, who would you want to star as? You could be anyone from any point in time.
So, not that I really think she's the best, but everybody says in 100%.
I'm sure I know this answer's gonna be.
Sofia Vergara.
Yeah, of course. You said this.
Now,
so
I
easy.
never in a million years thought that my accent was as strong as hers. Well, I listened to the podcast. So, Sofia Vergara.
Yeah. Anastasia?
Probably because it's my big fat Greek life. Nia Varlaris, the Greek.
The Greek,
Yep.
that's it.
That's it. I guess she would only pretty much know what we do as a Greek
Yeah,
family.
Vergara knows
no
my
one-
accent.
And you know what? I guess that the father would be like Chris. Yeah, her
Oh my
dad.
God.
He paid exactly Chris.
I could say-
I can't wait for the
There's
Father's
stuff,
Day
there's
special.
stuff I can't say this episode yet, but there's stuff that you
Father's
can.
Day special we're going
That
to do.
is so
100%.
funny.
You know, every
it's-
word in the English language is
Yeah.
derived from Greek. Anyways,
It's okay. Slide the mess.
Next
off.
one?
Don't just leave it. It's fine. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
to my younger self.
Okay, so I do listen to every podcast, and I think it would be just a collection of every advice that those young guys give. They are all
girls.
great. So for me personally, I have no regrets. I think I would not say nothing to my young self because everything that I want in life is kind I have. But I would say, write your own story. Don't let anybody tells you chapters. You tell your story. Good, bad, ugly. Everything is a learning experience. Don't have no regrets.
Love it.
That's really good. I like
Yeah.
that.
Love that.
Yeah,
Write your own story. That's cool.
no regrets, but live in the moment. You know what? Take everything in for what it is. Live in the be present. Always be present. Don't think about the future. That'll get there.
Yep.
Think of what's happening now. Take it all in, because in the end, it becomes all a blur if you don't live in the moment.
Agreed.
Live in the present moment.
Actually, that's one thing I keep telling myself, to be more like in the moment. I was like always thinking so far ahead.
That's one thing I think I'm good at. I know exactly what's happening.
You're more about the moment. I'm more about the future.
Yeah, I'm about right now because if there's, especially over the last year, if there's one thing I learned is like life can be gone in a heartbeat. So I did have
And
one.
we don't need much to live, right? Like you were saying,
Yeah.
the pandemic is all the little things that bring you happiness.
Yep.
We have everything.
Yeah.
Do you know? Sorry, on that point, like I say this, like, you know, people could listen and say, "Oh yeah, what do you guys have everything? What do you mean?" Like, not necessarily. Like, there's a lot more you want to attain and all these things. But like, if I could do one, people, it's on cast too. If you could do one thing right now, like, what's the first thing you would do? If someone said the pandemic's gonna end in 2 weeks and you even had time to plan a vacation or anything, I wouldn't do any of that. I would honestly plan a barbecue in my backyard with just my closest friends and family. That's it. Like, start at like noon and just go for like 24 hours.
Open house.
But that's all I want. Like, I want to party at my parents' house, honestly, or the Liordi house. Like, that's honestly, but like, because like
the
when you
basement after.
yeah, like those. I don't see those moments. Like, even when we do like Easter at the house and all that, I don't really think I take those for granted because like I live for seeing all my cousins and all that since I was a kid. You run around till you friggin' sweaty and like, you know, all these things. But even now as we're older, like, you just have Christmas and all this stuff. Like, when you're there, you're just like, everything's perfect. Everybody's so happy. Everybody just wants to be here. People actually want to sit and talk to you. It's not like you're out in, the bars or here. It's like it's real.
Well,
So
people
anyways,
want to
I
sit
wanted
and
to add
talk
that
to us
2
at the bars too, man. We're interesting.
No,
people.
I know, but I just wanted to add that. Like, I really like, that's the first thing I would do.
I got
Anyways.
one more just because I'm pretty sure we've already heard the.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. What is something that in the last year you are extremely grateful for?
My family. Like I don't need anybody else. Of course, I love my friends. I love entertaining. But like those little moments that we spend in family now means a lot more. Because with the pandemic, we saw that everything can be taken away so easily. So just cheer the moment.
Yeah, my family and my newest member through my family, and being grateful that I became a grandmother this year, which is great.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
So
It's exciting.
+1.
Yeah, there we go.
Fit grandmother.
There we go.
That's why I got to stay fit.
That's
You
it.
got a granddaughter. You got to show a good example for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to get her walking with me soon.
Yeah. Well, usually we do this for our guests, but whatever, we're going to do it anyways. If people want to find out more about you guys, what you're doing, where can they go? How can they find you?
Ricky's mom.
I meant on Instagram.
Elaine.
Wait, sorry. What did you put as your first handle on Cast before it was Anastasia?
Your mom? Did I put
Like it was like George's mom or something?
George's mom or something? Yeah.
The best is someone made there something cool, and then my mom went from Elaine to Elaine Pura Vida. I was like, Mom, why'd you change it? Elaine's sick. Well, someone else had a cool name. I wanted a cool name. I was like, Elaine is a cool name.
Yeah, Elaine's the best, the original. But I remember my mom was like, my mom and dad.
I didn't put Anastasia.
No, it was like Cast Ma or like
Yeah.
George's or something. Because my dad did the same version for the man. I was like, guys, I love you and I love the support beyond I can imagine. But like, it doesn't hurt my feelings if you take your name.
The best part now is like all first names are gone now, basically. I don't think there's any original first names anymore.
No, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff taken. Like it's
There might be, 2,500, 3,000 users. I'm sure.
Hey, it's a lot of different names
Good,
now
it's
that
different.
people
Maybe
use it.
there's some
So
unique ones. I don't know. Go sign up and find out. But
Well,
Yes.
on Instagram, I changed. I was my full name, Anastasia, at Anastasia Boutsalis, but now I'm Anastasia_B_fit.
There we
honestly,
He doesn't like underscore, but I said I needed to shorten it.
No, I never said I didn't like underscores. Well, your other handles I didn't like because I said you should embrace who you are and don't have
Yeah,
fake
because I
Instas.
created some other ones because I wanted to take my fitness away, but I said, but no, this is me.
And I told her embrace who she is, and I said, and then she came up with Anastasia Be Fit. For those who don't know, our last name is Boutsalis.
Boutsalis.
So I thought that was insanely clever for my mom. I actually messaged, I was like, Mom, this is amazing. And honestly, I have to call myself out at times when I'm wrong because I criticized my mom for having another Instagram. And Becca said, you're a hypocrite. You have 3 Instagrams. Do not get mad at your mom. But if you're going to get mad, then you only have one. So shout out to
Becca.
There we go.
Because you know what?
I will have a second one after this weekend because we get a new puppy this weekend. So
Oh, there we go.
Puppy might have its
I need
own
the dog one.
Instagram,
Yeah,
man.
of
No,
course,
so-
of
I'm not
course.
following that one.
Guys, if you made it,
Happy Mother's Day.
happy Mother's Day.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we haven't said that.
Thank
on. This is the Mother's Day special.
Thank
Which
you.
we would have said in the
Thanks for
intro.
everything you guys do for us.
Yeah, thanks for birthing us.
Yeah.
Thanks for
putting
changing
up,
your bodies.
Thanks for
putting
putting
up
up
with
with
us.
us.
Yeah.
and thanks
it's been
for
a
casting.
great ride.
That's my life.
Yeah. And to all the beautiful mothers out there listening, we thank each and every one of you. We appreciate you. You're all amazing. And we hope that your sons and husbands and family members treat you amazing on this wonderful day.
Aww.
Love you all. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Day.
Cheers.
Peace.
Oh, you should do a heart. Oh, that way.